Eddie Lamb,
Hello.
thank you so much for coming on the podcast with me today.
Well, thanks for having me here. It's such a pleasure to be back at this amazing building again. I feel like, for me, like practicing downstairs, but also being up here, hanging out, going to other events, it's so nostalgic for me.
What were you doing before in this space, like up here?
Like I think, like I was doing a photo shoot with my bandmates a little while back, and I remember my bass player had this really cool setup, right?
Yeah.
His name was Dan, and Dan just brought all this lighting, and he had this really cool fancy camera, and we actually had a few photos right by that wall over there, that nice wooden wall, and it's really cool. But I was also here for other various events as well, but it was a long time ago, so I can't remember what it was. But Soundhouse, for me, like I've been practicing in here before too, like downstairs, right? And all the memories of doing things like rehearsals with my bandmates from past to present, and just the fact that we all the good times happen in there. It's just so cool. We even once recorded gang vocals downstairs as well, for one of my band's EPs, and it's so much fun,
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me which band you were taking a photo shoot here with.
It was for my all Asian rock band, Cry of Silence.
Yep.
Yeah. So. And actually, the lineup is still pretty much the same. But this is like in the early 2010s when we got the photo shoot done in here. But yeah, my bandmates Isaac and Ed, they're still part of the band. But my then bassist Dan, he wanted to do a photo shoot of all of us, and he's such a great guy too. Brought so much to the table. But just the fact he wanted to do photography on top of that, I'm like, wow, like this.
This is the best Batman ever.
How does he juggle all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How did you guys form?
So it was just through friends, basically. Like I had a different lineup before back then, but it wasn't like a sudden transition, right? So it just slowly transitioned from there, right? So the previous bands I had, they slowly decided to step down because they were busy with other things in life. So we all left on good terms on that. But then we had other members that still stuck around, and then Dan and others, they slowly started joining as well. And then the lineup that you see now has been fully formed.
Nice.
So Isaac was somebody I met through Dan, and Ed, same deal, but like Ed and Isaac have been my homies for quite a long time now. So we've been playing for such a long time. But it was just by coincidence, but it was great, the fact that we can advertise ourselves as an all-Asian rock band. I feel like in Vancouver, despite our population, how many do you see that say, yeah, I play in a heavy rock group?
Yeah. The representation just doesn't seem to be.
Yeah. And it's just because it's just a culture set of things, right? It's not everyone's taste. Like when it comes to playing hard rock, for me, I love listening to heavy metal. I love listening to grunge. I love listening to emo pop
You got the
punk.
3 Days Grace shirt on.
As you can see, right? And that was something I always enjoyed listening to. And actually, part of our influence for Cry of Silence came from bands like 3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
Right? And came from bands like Green Day. It came from bands like Alice in Chains, just to name some of my favorite groups. And I just was so blessed to also have a community of other Asian musicians who shared the stage with us too. A lot of shows we organize ourselves, so we're very DIY, right?
Yeah.
And for me, as someone who loves to support and even advocate for local bands, part of it, the way we do it, is to put on shows, bring other people on board on the bill who want to play, and then we do the show, and we just rock out, and we even take group pictures after the show just to capture those memories, right? And then thank them for being a part of this experience with us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. How long have you guys been around for?
Oh, this is gonna date me a little
You
bit.
said 2010, so
Quite a long time, yeah. Even like I would say like almost like maybe like roughly like almost 15 years or so now.
Okay, that's
yeah.
awesome.
But like I said, we stay to being independent, right? Just because for us, having control of all the songs that we've written together, right, and be able to release it ourselves however we want to do it. We have a lot more creative freedom that way, and and I think it's always so important for bands to know that how you don't want to lose the rights to your music.
Yeah.
Right. Because you hear horror stories about labels. You hear horror stories about, how people don't even have the rights to their music, and they have to do other things in order to make income for what they do. Right. And one of the things that actually helped us a lot was having our music being put on a couple of films actually, and TV series. Yeah, we had a friend who's also a musician as well. I don't think he's living in Vancouver anymore, if I'm not mistaken, but he was working on film for a while, and he did a lot of post-production stuff, and so the higher-ups told him, hey, we want some independent bands. Do you know anyone that's got some stuff that could work out for, say, a party scene? And he was like, yeah, I think I know just the right track. Ooh. So he approached me and he says, yeah, hey, do you have can you link me your band's first album? I said, yeah, sure. Send the stuff. And they chose one of our heavier songs.
Nice. And
it was used for a party scene. It's in a movie called Mother of All Lies, which actually stars Clint Eastwood's daughter, Francesca Eastwood. So, and it was filmed here in Vancouver, too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it might be hard to find that stuff online, but if you do look up Mother of All Lies and you look up Francesca Eastwood, hopefully you'll be able to find it on there. But they played one whole minute of our stuff, and then we got royalties for that. That's as well.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
What's that called? Is that called a sync placement in the industry? What's that called?
I think so. Yeah. And so we were so fortunate to be a part of that soundtrack.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So you said 15 years.
15 plus years. Yeah.
Okay. So, because hearing about bands that have stayed, especially bands that started as kind of small local bands and kind of, grew into themselves and, got placements on shows and everything. How do you guys manage to kind of stay together and keep momentum stable?
I think what's really important for us as bandmates is to always see what the bigger picture is, right? I know the big picture is always to make sure that we play solid shows when we get together, but also the bigger picture is to make sure we're having fun doing it as well.
Yeah.
Right. And part of it is to make sure that we don't put too much on our plate, because I think the reason why you see artists drop off the face of the earth, or you see bands break up, part of it, sometimes it is. It's just people grow apart, and that's a natural thing. It's human nature, but sometimes a lot of it is burnout, right? But at the same time, because both myself, Isaac, and Ed, we just love what we do. We love to play music. We love to make new friends with people in the music scene, right? I think that was the important thing. I know for me, personally, I just love the fact that we can meet other artists in our scene, and we connected with them, and we form new friendships through that.
Yep.
Oftentimes, bands and artists, they do focus on the whole thing of making it, and rightfully so, right? But I strongly am a believer that community should come first, because that's how you do get around. It's because you formed a community, or you're part of a community, right? And you want that community to grow.
What does that mean? What does that mean to you? Community comes first. What does that mean to you in your everyday life, in your music career?
Very good question. I think it's because the importance of relationships with other people, right? I feel often I find that there can be people out there who just look out only for themselves, right? But when you actually have the opportunity to empower other people, just be a cheerleader for other fellow musicians, I think that's what makes the music scene more vibrant. That you want to give people that that comfort and the assurance that, if you ever feel like you as a musician who work so hard but are completely burnt out, you can always talk to other musicians who can be there for you. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about camaraderie.
Yes.
Right? And being on not the exact same, but a very similar path as to someone else.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of, I think, how a good portion of community forms.
Yeah.
Is people on a similar journey, similar, just have some sort of similarity they can connect on.
Yeah.
And then support each other, just knowing that there's other people around them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that was the reason why I loved going to open mics too. Myself, whether my drummer Ed and I we go play acoustically to promote our songs, or we even play our favorite covers. I think. What's great about the open mics is that you see people of all different levels coming together, but there's that really cool common bond of wanting to get to know other people, what's out there in the scene, right? And I think that was the reason why, even post COVID, I came back to the open mic scene, I think in 2023, and I met an explosion of new talent that started to play music live in front of people. And it was so beautiful and magical to see what songs people have written, and then they have their first live show. And for us, for myself to be a part of it as an audience member as well, it's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Open mics. So
Yeah.
I know you have your own experience that you run some open mics. Is that
Yes,
correct?
that's right. The Lamb Jam.
The Lamb Jam.
The
Okay, tell me
Lamb
about
Jam
the Lamb
open
Jam.
mic. Yeah, so I only started running it since 2024.
Okay.
So as of this time right now, in June 2026, the Lamb Jam is officially 2 years old. And we just had our 2-year celebration this past Friday, June 12th.
Yep.
And we had a great turnout. We had, same deal, we had a variety of different people that came and performed. We had our regulars who've been coming consistently, but we also have some brand new folks who I've never met before. And they just knocked it out of the park. I just love meeting these new folks, and just seeing that you can have someone who is still new, including music students. Music students, because that was my main purpose too. I wanted to encourage both music students and experienced rock stars to come together under one roof, right? And we have it at this incredible music school called Pleasant Mountain Music.
Yeah.
So it's a music school on West Broadway and Granville area.
Yeah.
So big shout to Chris, Sarah, and Chersey for giving us the space, by the way, to allow the open mics to happen.
Yeah.
And actually, the fun part is we even have not just the owners perform, but we also have one of our instructors perform as well. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then they would bring their students, and they do their thing too. But then here comes some really cool established locals that would go up there and do their thing, and they could inspire people who are still new to the scene. But then maybe the folks who are new can inspire the veterans as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because you never know, especially with someone who's been playing music for so long, like goes to an open mic and maybe they're not feeling too good lately. They kind of losing that spark a little bit.
Yeah.
And they see someone go up there and play their first song and just get that spark they once felt.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. See, the way I start my events, including the open mic and the other ones I'll tell you about later on, I play this really cool upbeat electronic music. It's actually a wrestling theme song.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Which wrestler?
From AEW, the tag team FTR.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice,
So if you
cool.
listen to it, So for those who may know what I'm talking about, you know. But for those who don't know, you would love that theme anyway. So what I do is I pump that music up, crank it up, and get the crowd clapping to the beat.
Nice.
So that's what gets them all pumped up.
Cool.
And, I like to do it in a very joyful way, be ecstatic and say, "Are you guys ready for open mic?" And everyone just cheers. It is so cool, just to see their reaction when they do that. And even when people are there for the first time, they're like, "Oh, okay, I can get behind it."
All right.
Right?
They see the room going and they kind of follow suit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But that's how but that's the kind of atmosphere I want to provide for that open mic, right? So the setup is having all the chairs set up facing the stage, and people are actually paying attention to the artist playing. Right. And that was the reason why I wanted to have it at Pleasant Mountain Music. I wanted to be in an environment where it's music focused, and it's not like in the background at a pub, or you're not like at a restaurant where, let's say, somebody's doing a very serious song and then all of a sudden you hear the blender going.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think we've all seen that before.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it can be a little cringe sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or you're playing like the best song ever, and yet someone else is just turning around just watching a random sport game.
Yeah.
Right. So we wanted it to be different, where you are looking at the musicians doing their thing, and you get to learn about them. And you get to know who they are just based on the stories they tell about their songs, or just how they perform.
Yeah, absolutely. I think because open mics, especially like, I'll say traditional open mics, because the ones I used to play at when I was first getting into music,
Yeah.
we're at like bars or breweries and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And like sometimes you're playing a song that you really enjoy and you wrote, and then you have people just like yelling over it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I want to experience it. It's like it can be a bit disheartening too.
It can
Especially
be.
because like a lot of people like who go up there, it's like their first time doing it.
Yeah.
It's an inherently vulnerable thing to do.
It can be, yeah.
Right. So I think it's good to kind of have that space where like it's music focused.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you're watching a show too.
Yeah.
Right. But and that's the thing too, because I've been to open mics where maybe there's music happening, but then there are people kind of just like goofing off outside somewhere. I mean, but of course it makes sense when people need a breather, rightfully so. But then there are just some people who are just not there for music. They're just kind of like going out there, just yakking, and then they come back and then it's their turn to do their thing, right?
Yeah.
But that's why I like it to make it different. You are watching a presentation, but it's still a relaxed environment, though,
Yeah.
right? And the way I also format it is because I call it the Lamb Jam, so I figure put a little bit of jam into it. So if you've been invited or you ask for permission to jam along to a performer's set, you can.
Oh, cool.
Right. So as long as there's that open door for that from the performer, then by all means go ahead. Play the shaker or play lead guitar or play the piano along with that person. And we actually. The school provides the electric piano. They provide a spare guitar just in case.
Nice.
And people can use my guitar too, just in case.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome. So you're a very busy guy with what you told me so far.
Yeah.
Tell me about your cover band.
Yes, ALM and the Naturals.
Yeah.
So we first started off, again, this is back in early 2010s,
Yeah.
right? So this is like just slightly after, this is definitely for sure like after Cry of Silence started as well. But I was juggling both bands, and I still am today.
Yeah.
So ALM and the Naturals, we first formed back in early 2010s because one of our main projects that we do is live band karaoke, right? So live band karaoke is that experience where you come up and sing with the band. So it's like the rock star experience.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, the funny thing,
That's so awesome.
yeah. Well, the way it started was my fellow bandmate Jarrett, longtime friend of mine, loved the guy to death, amazing dude. So Jarrett and I, we would jam together at open mics as well, right? And one of our friends who was a bartender at a venue said to us, hey, you know what? You guys know so many songs. You should do something like they do in Vegas, do live band karaoke, where you invite people to sing with the band.
Nice.
And we thought, you know what? That's a great idea.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we first started live band karaoke, so it's called Rockyoke. Yeah. So when we first started Rockyoke, we had 75 songs at the time, right? And I remember we still had a few weeks before our first show, and Jarrett was saying, "All right, so we got 75 songs to go through. So let's go for it."
Yeah.
And I remember how stressed I was because. I'm like, man, that's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
And I remember, jokingly, Jared would say, am I stressing you out, Ed? And I said, I was so blunt. I was like, yes, you are. But it turned out really well. And, over the years, we had a different roster of musicians who helped us out. But today, we have been doing so well in terms of doing things like corporate events. So let's say if your work wants to hire us for the Christmas party, for example, or you want to hire us for your wedding or any other special occasion, or let's say if any places want to hire us for a community event, right? We can do that. But we still do regular performance as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but live band karaoke has just been a really cool way for us to build a community as well. So we still do public live shows like once in a while, but it's been such a blessing, even for myself and the Naturals, to do a regular performance as well, and just showcase what we got.
Yeah.
So our current roster now consists of myself and my co-vocalist / co-MC named Demi.
Yeah.
So she and I will do some banter with each other, even when she announces who the next singer is that comes up to sing with us for Rockayoke.
Yeah.
But even when we're not doing Rockayoke, she and I will do some bantering with each other to entertain the crowd. So there's myself and Demi, and then there is Jared, as I mentioned earlier. So he played the drums. We also got Eli on lead guitar. But if it's not Eli, sometimes we actually get Isaac from Cry of Silence to help us out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So we have a nice
pollination.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. It's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right?
Yeah.
And then we also have my buddy Warren on bass as well.
Yeah.
Or if it's not Warren, then we have another buddy of ours named Spider, or anybody else that we can find in our scene. Like we always try to welcome other people to help out whenever we need someone to fill in on certain instruments.
Yeah, totally.
But Warren and Spider have been our main go-to guys too.
Cool.
And then we also got our sixth member, Ed from Cry of Silence. So Ed plays drums for Cry of Silence, right? But when he joins the Naturals, he does backup vocals and also various percussion.
Yeah.
So he'll play bongos, or he'll play the shakers or the tambourines. So he does that.
Cool.
Yeah. So he's been with the Naturals for a year now.
Okay. Nice.
But it's so funny because he's known that whole crew for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's only just like just a year ago he joined the group finally.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
Because he talked to me about it, like, he expressed his interest and said like, hey, I wonder if I could join the Naturals because I really wanted to get some experience playing corporate gigs, private parties, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. Come on in.
That's awesome.
So he's been a huge part. There is a cross pollination with that, like you said. We even did a show back in December. We were playing acoustically at Trees Coffee in downtown.
Yep.
And so my idea was to pay tribute to both those acts. So it would be like myself and Ed doing Cry of Silence songs first, and then we get Demi up, and then we started doing our favorite covers to pay tribute to the Naturals.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was like a nice big finale, basically.
Yeah. Oh, that's super cool. I didn't ask you yet, but are you a full-time musician?
I would say music is my second job.
Yeah.
So most of my gigs are in the evenings. Like like a lot of us independent musicians, we still do work during the daytime.
Absolutely.
But music has been thankfully my second job as well, and I can honestly say I am so proud to tell people that I do make money playing music.
Nice.
Through gigs,
That's
right?
awesome.
Or even other services, including, let's say, if you want me to come in to do session work, to lay down some piano, lay down some backup vocals for a track that someone's producing.
Yeah.
Or I can even do things, let's say, if somebody wants me to do a piano version of a song and they just want to play it at their wedding, for example.
Yeah.
Right?
Awesome.
Then I can do that. So there are various ways to get yourself out there, but networking is always the important part of it.
Yeah.
And I guess it circles back to why I always say building your community is essential before anything else.
Absolutely. Well, that kind of segues perfectly into your TikTok page.
Yes.
So tell me a bit about that and how that got started and the story behind where it is now.
So just like everybody else, so pre-COVID, right? So 2019, I opened a TikTok account just to just goof around with it a little bit. I didn't know what to do with it quite yet, but I kind of knew I still wanted to play my instruments and make some videos out of it. But I just did a bunch of random goofy things. But then during the pandemic, I decided to show people how to do songs on acoustic guitar in just under 1 minute. And it only focuses just on the chords to play, right? So I would say, hey, here are the chords that you play for U2's With or Without You in just under 1 minute. You just play these 4 chords and that's it. And I say, and that's the whole song. And one of my friends, Rebecca, she actually said to me, "You got to make more videos like these. I'm sure people will love it." I'm like, "Okay, cool. We'll see how it goes."
Yeah.
And so I did more of those, and then the channel grew from there.
Yeah.
And so it got to the point where I think in the fall of 2020, the more I did those videos, the more views it got. And then it got mentioned on What's Trending. And so my guitar lessons were trending on there.
Nice.
And I was just so wowed by it. I was floored by it. I was just like, no, this can't be real. What? And then my followers started growing from there too, right? And as I mentioned to you in my early conversation before we started recording this, I said to my wife, "This has got to be a joke. Are these bots following me?" But people have left comments and said, "Thank you so much for this." And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
And so I just kept going with it. But the other content I posted besides that, I would also do piano videos. And actually, that's kind of my main thing now. Like, I do a lot of piano videos. And what's cool about what the app has, so it has a duet feature, right? So that means you can either, do commentary to a video that you're watching, or you can do anything like say a reaction, right? But I took advantage of that because I observed what other musicians were doing. You can also use that to sing along to a video. So I saw people do things like, say, they play piano or they play guitar. They just play a song instrumentally. And you can use a duet feature to sing along to that, right? And so I took advantage of that by not just having me play the piano chords, right? But I also displayed the lyrics on there too.
Nice.
So it's just like I guess we'll talk about later on for sure. Piano karaoke, right?
Absolutely.
So we had a great roster of singers from TikTok who sang along to my videos, and they've all done such an incredible job. Like, I would see these singers from across the globe. They're everywhere, from Asia, Europe, Australia. They're from the States, wherever, anywhere across Canada. And I'm like, you guys are so talented. Where'd you guys come from? Right? But I guess it's like any event too. But I guess it circles back to why I like the open mics, or even why I would even hang out with my friends to go to karaoke nights at a pub. Because you might find some hidden gem talents out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And I'm like, why are you not on American Idol? Right? But what I loved about TikTok also was that I made friends on there too, and both TikTok and Instagram. And so I became friends with all these really cool people. One of them is this friend of mine named Joseph, username JCV47Music. Shout out to you, Joseph. And other people like my friends named Jaden. We got Dan and Charles and Emily and Haley. Hi guys. Just want to say hi to the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Hello.
Nishana, all those guys. But what I loved about this was the fact that we formed this really cool community. And actually, our friend Joseph started this really cool thing called Virtual Open Mic Night. And so by that time during the pandemic, Instagram had that feature where you can go live with the person, right? Live stream. And so Joseph took advantage of that opportunity to build the community that he wanted himself too. So I was so thankful to be a part of that, where at his virtual open mic night, I can go online with him on Instagram, just nail a couple of songs. And then after I'm done, I can watch the next person in line. And that next person, like my friend Charles, like, he's from France. And here he is, like, singing a couple of songs too.
Hell
right?
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah. But the live streams, even on TikTok, like even right now, even today, like, I have so much fun doing these live streams. Like, whether I be like, I would play piano on my live streams. I would do maybe say music Q&A, or what I've been doing lately too is I would have my own like personal radio program, a radio style program where we listen to a song together. And I just say, and that was Bob's song, blah, 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 blah. Right here on the Eddie the Lamb radio program.
Nice.
But I was really proud too, because I wanted to give a huge shout out to one a person who became not only my follower, but then she became my moderator for my live streams on TikTok too,
Nice.
just to monitor to make sure everyone's on their, best behavior. Yeah, best behavior, right? Make sure there's no cuss words on there.
Yeah.
So JC has been doing a great job with that, just to make sure that everyone's on their best behavior. There's no over spamming, that kind of stuff too. So it's not an easy job to look at the comments and monitor them.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. That's a hard gig to do. So good
Yes.
for her. I always like I don't know if you think about this, but like hearing stories of like, especially pandemic channels where the main thing was like music education to start off, like showing
Exactly.
people how to play music. Like imagine like the ripple effect that has.
Yeah.
Like teaching, some person's first song how to play the guitar, like how to play with or without you,
Yeah,
and you too.
exactly.
And how that could like be the first domino falling, and then like playing live shows and starting a band, and then
Exactly.
maybe going on tour, right? All thanks to your videos
Yeah.
that popped up during that time.
Well, one of my local followers, actually, he's now my friend. I'm really
Yeah.
proud to call him my friend. So, really cool artist worth checking out. His name is Drew Story,
Yeah.
and Drew actually followed me a long time ago.
Nice.
And it's so funny too because through our mutual mentor, Drew found out that I was from Vancouver.
Nice.
And so we finally met in 2024.
Yeah.
And he told me that the videos helped him a lot,
yeah.
because during lockdown season, like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Learn some songs,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Why not? Let's do it, right?
Yeah.
And he told me it helped him a lot. But Drew is another person who I was just so glad to see him grow as a musician. And he's come to my open mics a few times too. And we've jammed together also at an open mic event in Abbotsford like last year, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So my first time ever jamming with the guy. And then he and we also ended up doing a video together, just like doing a few covers. Actually, both myself, Drew, and a friend of ours named Adri. We've all formed this cool collaborative trio and just do our favorite covers. So we covered Alice in Chains, we covered Fleetwood Mac,
Nice.
and we haven't released a video yet, but we also did cover the Beatles.
Nice.
So hopefully I will launch that video soon.
Cool.
But again, it goes back to that whole thing. Like I was so lucky to have, or rather, I feel so blessed to have built this community or be a part of a community just through social media.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's always great to hear stories like that. A lot of, gems have been born out of the pandemic. Obviously a horrible thing that happened, but still like
Absolutely.
like people being able to play music online for the first time and all that stuff. Like that's how I started with playing like drums and playing guitar and writing songs and stuff.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, like, who's your favorite drummer?
Favorite drummer? Ooh, that is a tough one.
I know. Besides Neil Peart.
I would say the one guy that always comes to mind is probably John Bonham from Zeppelin.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, and like drums were never my first instrument. It was always guitar.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was like I bought a drum kit during COVID and was like, I'm just gonna have some friends over and we're gonna jam.
That is so cool.
Right, and then from that, play guitar, writing songs, and then started a band. Now we play music shows. Like
That is so cool.
It all comes from like that like time in isolation where it's like, what else am I gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
mean?
Yeah, but I think it just goes back to that.
Yeah.
It's like, like you said, I just hope lockdown season doesn't happen again.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Okay, tell me a bit about piano karaoke.
Yes. So piano karaoke started off as a spin-off from Rockayoke, right?
Nice.
I had a lot of fun doing Rockayoke, but I got the idea from going to the States. I saw this thing, dueling pianos. Dueling pianos is such a huge thing in the United States. And it's fun because you see these two guys playing pianos, doing a bunch of covers, right? And they have people in the audience singing along to their songs.
Yep.
It's really entertaining. But there was something that was missing.
Yep.
And even though they had some audience participation, they don't make them the stars of the show, right? So in dueling pianos, the stars are the piano players, right? But people love it. It is fun. But I thought the idea, well, what if I were to combine dueling piano, a style like dueling pianos, but combine it with Rockayoke. So that's how piano karaoke was formed.
Cool.
So the first show we did was 10 years ago, 2016, at Cafe du Soleil on Commercial Drive.
Oh, nice.
Rest in peace to that
Rest
venue,
in
by the
peace.
way.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I used to do all my shows at Cafe du Soleil back in the day, and we always had a really incredible turnout. We've like at first I thought, okay, cool, this is just like a great way for me to do as a spin-off, and I can still promote Rockayoke too, right, as a main project, right?
Yeah.
But then as the years went by, it just became its own thing. Like piano karaoke started having its own following.
Nice.
Because of all the shows I did on Commercial Drive at Cafe du Soleil. And I was so blessed to, again, a community was formed through that.
Yeah.
Right? And even though, we lost Cafe du Soleil, in 2022, I was so ecstatic when I found the current venue now that we have it at La Fabrique St. George, which is down the street from here.
Nice.
Right? 7th Ontario.
Yeah.
And what sold me was the fact that they have a grand piano there. So I said, heck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Right? So I talked to management and they say, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it has consistently sold out.
That's awesome.
It is mind-blowing of how people will go to it. And what was really cool about it was that the venue actually promoted to their people as well.
Nice.
And I promoted to my regulars.
Yeah.
And so they do come, and usually we do have it for most long weekend Sundays, but days do vary, right? And so, but regardless, like we were just so. I was just really happy about how it's turned out. So it became its own thing. But I still do my best to always promote all the other things I do, like the open mics, Rockayoke, right? So I would say, if you love what you see here for piano karaoke, you can also do the Rockstar experience by having live band karaoke.
Yeah.
So if you want to take it to the next level,
Nice.
why not with a full band? The Naturals, Eddie and the Naturals will back you up as your house band on demand. But piano karaoke was just so much fun, though. Like I come across, again, same deal. Come across some incredible singers. Where did you come from? Why you're not on American Idol? Like, if I were like a label, I should sign you guys and give you a stadium tour left and right. But the cool thing about it is that like I like to do piano versions of all those top hits. So not just Piano Man, not just Elton John tunes, right? But I'll do piano AC/DC. I'll do piano Led Zeppelin. I'll do piano versions of Backstreet Boys, The Weeknd, Dua Lipa, like all the newer stuff too, right? And I think that's what made it so fun. So it's like, I think the funniest one we've done was a piano version of Du Hast by Rammstein.
Okay, shit. I don't know that song.
Oh, it's a heavy metal German group.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'll show it to you.
That's awesome.
You'll be like, because it was a huge hit too, right? But someone selected that, and people just went nuts over it.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So you really built like a whole universe of like. You got the full band karaoke, the piano karaoke, the Eddie Lamb jam.
Yeah, the open mic. Yeah.
You got a lot of things going on your plate.
Yeah, Cry of Silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Naturals too.
Yeah.
How do you juggle all this?
Just proper scheduling, I guess. But I the thing is, because one of the things I had to deal with is FOMO, right?
Yeah.
I think we all know as musicians, FOMO is real because any gig opportunity you see, you want to take it, right? But then I myself, like a lot of musicians, I think most musicians would, I've experienced burnout.
Yeah.
You've experienced burnout. I think we all have, right? And when I realized I put way too much on my plate, I knew I had to take a step back, right? And what's really important for me still is to not just, make time for, make time for my wife, but also make time for the rest of my family and make time for my friends, who mean a lot to me too, right? And even then, that's why like for me, I always have to make sure I have a calendar in front of me,
Yep.
right? Because if I see my calendar and I see all these bars displaying what I'm doing, I'm like, oh my goodness, like where is my time to do laundry, to do cooking, to do
shower.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Or to sleep, or to watch my favorite TV show.
Yeah.
Or to go out to the movies and watch something too,
Yeah.
right? And I know, like, even my wife have seen me stressed out before too, and she said to me, "I think you're doing too many things." And I'm like, you know what? You're right,
Yeah.
because I think what happens is that, when we say yes to a lot of opportunities for musical functions, it sounds good on paper. I'm like, yeah, cool. This sounds really fun. I'm gonna say yes to it. But then I would underestimate. Oh wait, but a lot of preparation goes behind that. It's not just something where you can just waltz in and then you just do it.
Show up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wait, but I have to consider rehearsals. I gotta consider
Yeah.
the set list. I gotta consider slapping together this and that.
Yeah.
And then, like, the more I think about it, then that's when reality really hits.
Yeah.
But I was really glad. Like I said, I'm really thankful for my wife. She's always been there for me through my musical journey, and it's really cool, to have an outsider's perspective to say, maybe you are doing too much,
Yeah.
right? But I even have friends and mentors, who help me along the way with that kind of stuff too. All my musical mentors who've been there for me, I learned a lot from them just through casual conversations. I would ask them, well, what did you do when you dealt with this? And they tell me, right? And even, but one of the things I just, love to do is just be around with people. I guess that's a very classic extrovert thing for me, right? But I think that was the reason why, I have so much on my plate, because I like being around with people, especially at the gigs that I do. Or if I'm at this recording studio session, I just love to help make people's music come to life, right? But like I said earlier, I think it was important for me to take a little step back, just to make sure I don't burn myself out and be like, ugh, I'm not feeling this anymore. Because the last thing I want to do is to do something musical and dread it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think it's so hard to see too when you're in it.
Yeah.
That you're going to be burnt out.
Yeah.
Because you're so laser focused on getting the things done.
Yeah.
And then it sometimes takes, like you said, an outsider to be like, I think,
Yeah.
you seem a bit stressed out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When your friends and loved ones tell you that, I think you got to take that advice seriously.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But like I said, it's just also just because everything does sound exciting when it's presented to you.
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah. Like shiny objects in them. You're like, oh my God.
Well, it's like when you're shopping, right? It's like, do you really need to buy that thing?
Yeah.
Is it really worth it? I don't know.
Probably not. Yeah.
But first, it's like when you see like the shiny, like you said, like say the latest game console.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna totally get that. And then later on, you get buyer's regrets.
Yeah.
I'm like, I haven't touched it in 6 months.
You're like, is this really worth $1,000?
Seriously.
Yeah. I played it 5 times. Let's go. Well, like, tell me a little bit about what do you think the Vancouver music scene does really well?
We have an incredible roster of talent.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. I do see a lot of open mics happen. And actually, in fact, my 2 of my incredible friends, Adam and Yvonne, they've actually done a great job putting together a nice calendar on their website, Metro Van Open Mic. They display all the open mics and jam nights that are happening.
Nice.
And it's cool to see that. But at the same time, I think what's really awesome is, like I said, because we have a variety of different artists from different genres. And that's what I like about it. We do have that diversity. I feel like we're very blessed with that.
Yeah.
I think what Vancouver does really well too, in certain areas, I'll do some good old name drop.
Yeah.
Like the Arts Council of New Westminster.
Yeah.
They have their community events outside that area too, especially during the summertime. They did the thing called Fridays at Front, where Front Street it becomes a cool block party. Nice. They do like food truck festivals out there too, right? Nice. Or they even do an acoustic series where where they can have certain artists play acoustically outside, just for a couple of hours, and they compensate them.
Yeah.
They got the budget to do that.
Nice.
Right? So it's always so beautiful when, and of course it should be the standard. Musicians should be compensated for what they do because it's a lot of work.
I
right?
agree. I'm very with you on that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that's why I like to give a shout to the arts councils for doing something like that. Burnaby Arts Council, same deal too. I've been fortunate to be hired through them as well for different outdoor performances in the summertime, and even indoor performances inside the Burnaby Art Gallery at Deer Lake. So it's really cool just experiencing that too, and that's the thing, like outside East Van, like you hit those other areas, Burnaby, New West, maybe even Langley,
Yeah.
right? Fort Langley. Like the other day, I was watching, my friend who I mentioned, Drew Story. He was performing at this thing called Bruhala, which is this big outdoor shindig, right? And Fort Langley has cool things out there. So there's that. There's also the Jazz Festival as well.
Yeah.
They got their own thing happening, and it's
Yeah.
cool to see musicians who are based in Langley do their thing too,
Yeah.
right? I think everyone needs a bit of that. So that's what I really liked about that. And of course, other festivals are happening too, like Catalan is coming up in July. But then there are also other things like Canada Day. Actually, there's like a Canada Day happening in Burnaby every year. And then there's Canada Day in Surrey. But then you also actually, I was fortunate to be a part of this too. My bandmates from The Naturals and I, we play acoustically outside on Cambie Street in Cambie Village area.
Yeah.
So Cambie Village have hired us to just play outside for like a couple of hours as well, and it's really cool seeing that. We're playing outside, and there's people sitting out in the plaza, sitting at the tables, just sipping their coffee or having dinner there, and enjoying watching us play.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's fun. I think there's that nice variety of that. And they also have that thing on Cambie Street every summer called Summer Sizzler.
Mm-hmm.
So another great, cool little block party happening there too. And because you don't think, because even I think pre-COVID, I never thought Cambie Street would have live entertainment.
Yeah.
But I appreciate them building something like that.
I hadn't even seen that before.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
no, seriously, you should check it out.
Yeah.
I think it's starting to happen already on this season right now.
Yeah.
But if you ever do go around Cambie Village, I would just follow them on social media as well, and you'll see the announcements on who's going to be playing where.
Yeah.
So it's really cool, and these are little small pockets where you see these cool things happening.
Yeah.
Right. And I thought wow, now this is how you build new stars.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. So even if you go outside the box and say, hey, we're going to be playing outside on this little plaza on Main Street.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would love to see more of that.
Absolutely. Does Vancouver have an arts council? Is it Vancouver? Is that?
Very good question. I never looked into that.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, but it's just that because I pay close attention more to Burnaby and New West because I feel that it's a really cool niche market.
Yeah.
But I think it's again an incredible, beautiful thing to see. And even in the Tri-Cities, Coquitlam, Port Coquitlam, they have their own thing too, and even Port Moody has their own thing. Port Moody has Rib Fest, right?
Absolutely.
I would love to play that one day. Just be able to play and enjoy some barbecued ribs on top of that.
Absolutely. That's so cool. Okay, well, tell me something the Vancouver scene could do better.
Yes, absolutely. Because this is where I can be brutally honest.
Yeah.
Right? And so okay. As someone who's been in the music scene for so many years, for eons, it's going to age me a bit. The pattern I've seen is that venues close down left and right constantly. Right. And as you and I talked about recently, Cafe du Soleil closed down in 2022. Mm-hmm. And that was the art hub for Commercial Drive. Mm-hmm. I would like to see more establishments like that on Commercial Drive specifically too, because I know there are a few venues that do have live music, but I feel like Commercial Drive can have more.
Yeah.
Right. But I think the issue that does happen, just more in general now in this case, is that there are some really strict bylaws, right? Mm-hmm. And even and even when you go to places like, say, Granville Street, for example, and I'll be honest, like, I don't go to Granville Street very often like I used to. Not a lot of places to play for live bands.
Yeah.
Like, where else is there besides the Roxy?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm pretty sure there are other places around, but it would be nice to see other nightclubs in Granville Street to, be the entertainment district for live music.
Absolutely.
Although I will say it is really cool when I see buskers play on Granville Street.
Yeah.
And some of the ones I've seen, very talented people.
Yeah.
And I always want to
Absolutely.
contribute, giving them some money.
Yeah.
Because I've been before. I've busked before too.
Yeah.
As a former busker myself, I'll busk once in a while if I have the opportunity to. But it's just cool to see that, and that's how I also have met new talent too, just through that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we just need more venues, but even more DIY spaces that are affordable for our musicians to be able to book. Like one of my other favorite places I love to do shows at is Lana Lou's in East Van. Because Lana always does such a great job giving people a chance. Even Bully Studios in New Westminster, they give bands a chance too, and it's really cool to have that rehearsal space and a stage for people to perform. And it's cool to see that, and it's all ages as well. And I think that's another factor I would say is that it would be cool to have more all ages DIY spaces, right? But unfortunately, because of things like strict bylaws, rent is so expensive. How else do I say it? Well, sugarcoating it, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does suck.
Right?
Absolutely.
It kicks you in the pants so hard, but I feel like there is still hope. I want to say there's still hope, but I feel like what can happen is by networking with other venue owners. I think that would be one of the ways for it to work. Just by looking at, just researching what is out there, could the space be doable to bring people in and set up a live band in there and actually have a good time doing it. Right. I look at community halls too. Like I think I mentioned to you in our conversation before we started recording this. I rented a community hall as well and had a show there. It was a lot of work, but it was still fun regardless. Right. But I think part of it was just to do my research. But I feel like if there were not so many strict laws to close down a lot of these DIY spaces and just let them do their thing, I think the music scene could thrive. I know, however, a lot of artists and just music fans in general, they are trying really hard. Just like how you made this work by having events here at this very space. And I think it's really beautiful. The fact that you went outside the box to make this all happen. And even when you mentioned that, we have bands playing, but we also have art vendors selling their stuff. So now you're supporting all kinds of art. And for a mutual friend, Shauna, she's been thriving so well to go to live shows and sell her stuff while she enjoys all these cool independent bands that are doing their thing. Right. But I think, but like I said, it goes back to the whole thing. The laws are almost a bit too strict here. It would be nice for us to still advocate for the local musicians here who need a place to play. They need a platform, right? So even whether if it's like an indoor DIY venue or maybe let's get some more opportunities through arts councils or other organizations who make platforms for artists and again compensate them well. Right. I think that's what would help the scene.
We're I think the city could definitely do a much better job. I'm specifically talking about Vancouver and not Burnaby or the other places. Because I went downtown on Saturday, yesterday. And the whole street of Granville was blocked off for FIFA.
Oh yeah, right? Absolutely.
So if that kind of effort can be put in to support our local musicians, and not just a soccer conglomerate, Like,
Yeah.
I think this city could go extremely far
Yeah.
with the talent that's there.
So, given what's currently happening right now with FIFA, you see, I looked back at the 2010 Olympics,
Yeah.
right, and I was really thankful. The first cover band I've ever joined, we actually played an outdoor show during the Olympics.
Yeah.
Right, we were playing an outdoor stage at the Plaza of Nations, so where that brewery, the Batch, is right now.
Yeah.
Right, but back then, so again, this is going to date me a bit,
Yeah.
but there was an outdoor stage there.
Yeah.
Right, and shows would happen there constantly. Like there would be a big name bands that played there.
Yeah.
Right, at the Plaza of Nations, and we were so lucky to play that nice big stage during the 2010 Olympics, like I said. And what I liked about that was the Olympics worked with us here in BC to give opportunities for musicians to show their stuff. Even if nobody knew who they were. They did it anyways, right?
Yeah.
The people in charge to bring talent on gave us a chance.
Yeah.
And not only that, buskers were doing so well.
Yeah.
Like my friends, Lil T, who's a really cool rapper, by the way.
Yeah.
Lil T and my friend Ian and my friend Mark and other people, like they were busking outside on Granville Street, and they got so much incredible attention from the audience.
Nice.
They would make so much in that one night, and I thought that was really cool. I just wish events like say FIFA, for example, or any other events that may come to Vancouver or to BC in the future, I hope there can be consideration to collaborate to promote more local talent. Like, because right now, without getting into it, when I see some incredible talent that do their thing, I'm like, man, these guys should be on the big stage.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
They fully deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it goes back for me, like, how I care so much about the community, right? The community aspect of things. And look, man, like I would just hand. If I were in charge, I would hand that big stage to these independent artists on a silver platter, because I know how hard they've worked and I know
Yeah.
how entertaining they are.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think Vancouver could always improve and do better, but that's awesome. The Olympics gave you guys that platform. Again,
Yeah.
like more work like that, I think, is much needed.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I like to kind of ask this question, and I feel like I might know your answer, but I'm going to ask it anyways.
Sure.
But let's say all of Eddie Lam's work, all your history with your bands, everything about what you've been doing, your music was just wiped off the face of the earth.
Right.
What would be the core message you would want to leave with people?
Community matters. I think that's the ongoing theme for today. And I think that's been an ongoing theme for all the projects I'm in, all the bands I'm in. Because, again, it goes back to what I said earlier. Community involves having that amazing relationship with the people in your scene, right? Because that's how you do get far.
Yeah.
Because you want to build trust.
Yeah.
And if you want to build a community, it has to start with trust.
Yeah.
Right? Trust that you can, that people will know that you can be there for them,
Absolutely.
and that they can be there for you.
Yeah.
Right? And that they want to do, and that you and the others in the scene are going to do the right thing to help each other out somehow. And I think from what I have done over all the years of all the shows I put together, when people have left the show saying, "Thank you for that. I had a really great time. You've really made my day."
Yeah.
It leaves that nice warm feeling.
It made it all worth it.
Yeah, it made it all worth it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why I always tell people, you know what? There's no time like now to be an artist.
Yeah.
Right? You can get your name out there however you want. If you want to do the live stage, cool. If you only just want to do live stream, cool. But it all starts with having that community first before anything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for all the stuff that we talked about. Thank you for all the work that you've been doing. It sounds like you've been,
Anytime. Thank you.
You've been working extremely hard against supporting people wherever they are in their journey.
Thanks. Yeah.
And making sure you're spreading that message of community first.
Thanks. You know, I appreciate you being able to have something like this too, like this nice talk show to get to know other people's stories.
Yeah.
You know, and even with you just hosting all these shows too to get bands to perform, I think that's really cool. I know that right now that what's been trending on the news was that whole thing called Blue Dot Fever, where. Okay. So I learned this really cool. Sorry, not cool, but this unfortunate thing called Blue Dot Fever, where a lot of famous artists have canceled their tours this year. So Blue Dot Fever is the thing where you go on Ticketmaster, and when you see like seats colored in blue, that means those are available seats that you can purchase.
Yeah.
When you purchase your ticket. So when it's gray, that means it's taken already, right?
Yeah.
So they call it Blue Dot Fever because if the tickets are not selling, you see all these blue colored seats, the available seats, and it hasn't been sold yet. And the tour is coming up pretty soon.
Yeah.
And so I've read that artists like Post Malone and even the Pussycat Dolls, they're supposed to do a reunion tour.
Yeah.
They've canceled their shows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And the news, they call it Blue Dot Fever. I'm like, what? This is so
crazy.
so heartbreaking, right?
Yeah.
You know, but now this is like the perfect time to promote the local shows, like the ones you put on.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, no better place no better time to be an artist than now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie, thank you so much. Please shout out the things that you're working on,
Thanks.
where they can find you, everything.
Okay, cool. So my official website is eddielammusic.ca. So follow all my bands on there. Cry of Silence, Eddie Lam and the Naturals. Learn about live band karaoke, which is Rockaoke, piano karaoke, the Lounge Jam open mic night. So my website has all the info on there. And follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, which is Eddie Lam Music. And just shoot me a DM and just say hi.
Amazing. Eddie, thank you so much. Thank you for the work you've been doing.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
Great to meet people like you in the Vancouver scene.
Thank you.
And I will definitely be seeing you around.
Thank you so much, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Eddie. Bye.